In the mid-1800s, America went wild for a bizarre dream: homes with 8 sides. They were hailed as the future of living, until they mysteriously disappeared. Today, only a few remain to tell the untold story of our strangest lost architectural craze. Thought for 17ths. Here's a true story from the strange afterlife of a once fashionable but now mostly forgotten American architectural craze, the Octagon House. In 1848, health reformer Orson Squire Fowler published a best-selling book with an audacious claim: the ideal American home should have 8 sides. Octagons, he argued, enclosed more space with less wall, admitted more daylight, and promoted wholesome living. For a brief, heady window in the 1850s, hundreds of octagon houses popped up across the country, brick and clapboard stop signs set on farms and small-town corners, many built by their owners with Fowler's plans at hand. The most extravagant of them rose above the Hudson River in Irvington, New York. A tea merchant named Paul J. Armour began the house, and another tea magnate, Joseph Steiner, transformed it, wrapping the octagon with porches, capping it with a great dome, and modeling its proportions after classical forms. It looked like a Roman temple that had drifted into suburban woodland. Then fashion changed. After the Civil War, octagons felt awkward beside the new Victorian exuberance and, over time, many were cut into rectangles, stripped of porches, or razed altogether. The Irvington House, by then nicknamed the Armour Steiner Octagon House, survived, but by the 1970s it was in danger of becoming another loss. The paint was failing, the dome leaked, and the interiors, once a riot of stenciling and gilt, were dim underlayers of neglect. That's where preservation architect Joseph Pell Lombardi enters the story. In 1978 he bought the house not as a curiosity but as a patient. He worked systematically, starting with the dome that made the house famous and fragile. Copper seams were reworked, rotted wood was replaced with hand-matched profiles, and the compromised plaster under the cupola was stabilized before any paint was touched. Paint analysts lifted tiny samples from friezes and door casings. Under beige mid-century coats they found a 19th-century palette of olive greens, oxblood reds, and metallic bronzes arranged in intricate stencils. Lombardi's team recreated those patterns with pounce wheels and hand-cut templates, one room at a time, until the spaces glowed again the way period photographs suggested they once had. Equally painstaking was the return of the gaslight. The original gasoliers had been electrified in the early 20th century, safe, but visually wrong. Restoration meant converting fixtures so they looked like gas lights while meeting modern codes. In the music room, a chandelier with etched glass shades regained its sparkle. In the stair hall, bracket lights cast the soft, lateral glow that Victorian builders expected when they designed the space. Even the conservatory, long gone, was reconstructed from surviving foundations and ghost marks on the siding, giving the house back its telescoping procession of octagon to porch to glasshouse to garden. Along the way, the restoration revealed the practical truth behind Fowler's theory. Octagons do capture light beautifully, and cross-ventilation is superb. But 8-sided roofs and domes are notoriously fussy to flash, curved porches demand custom millwork, and every window wants a bespoke storm. The style's very efficiency on paper, more space per foot of wall, was offset in the field by hard geometry and high maintenance. Those realities, as much as fashion, explain why the octagon craze burned bright and brief. Today, the Armour Steiner Octagon House is one of the best documented survivors of the movement. Its rescue didn't bring the style back, but it did preserve the evidence: how a reformer's book sparked a DIY building boom, how 2 tea merchants competed in architecture as they did in trade, and how, a century later, a preservationist treated a nearly lost American experiment with the same care a conservator gives a painting. Step inside now and you can read the whole arc in the rooms themselves, an untold story of a country that once believed the future might have 8 sides. Please subscribe, share, comment and like for more stories like this.